Okay, I've got my stuff.
That's your thing.
Yes. Did you bring a clicker by any chance? I think I forgot.
It's a really nice area.
And we got to see downtown Mobile, which is really cute. We love downtown Mobile. Yeah, it's very cute. Hi, good to see you.
In-person admissions travel cannot be matched in any other way. I believe that personally very strongly. I think sometimes maybe the brand of a university can feel really intimidating or feel scary, and there's just something different about being able to do it in person. And if someone comes up to me to ask a question about Vanderbilt, my hope is by the end of our time talking, like they talk to John Palmer, not to Vanderbilt. We are excited to get to know y'all and to hopefully help maybe demystify a little bit of the college process. Maybe over the next, hour and a half-ish, you will feel more comfortable. You'll have a better understanding of what you can expect, especially if you're applying to any of our different institutions as well. So the STARS College Network, and that stands for Small Town and Rural Students, is a consortium of 16 different colleges, universities from across the country that are all kind of unified around this idea of working with small town and rural students to get them to our colleges, but also through our colleges as well. Thank you. I'm gonna keep one. And I think we should have enough for each person to have one of these. Thank y'all so much. This work's very important to me because I'm a rural kid myself. So I'm originally from Mississippi. We moved kind of all over and landed in the deep southern tip of Illinois. I was really challenged in undergrad by the idea of imposter syndrome, where I wondered, do I actually belong here? Was I trained academically well enough to really hold up against other students at this institution? So I think that was my biggest challenge specifically, kind of owning where I came from. Welcome to Pontotoc. What's unique about this trip is it's kind of the first time that we've tried this type of model in like 10 or 11 different universities, all going from stop to stop with one another, looking for small town and rural students all across the South, and really anchoring the trip around these different public, statewide residential high schools, knowing that those really have kind of the nucleus of really brilliant small town and rural students from across the state, all physically in one location.
We travel together, we do on-campus programs, we do virtual programs, and all of it is about sharing information with you about what college is gonna be like and what we as institutions can offer you. Most students don't have the opportunity to visit all of these different kinds of schools. So us coming to you is your opportunity to ask questions and learn more about a really wide variety. There are so many different schools out there, and the right school for you is out there. It's just about getting to know what you want and what that school offers and how those two things align.
How are you doing? My name's Skylar.
Hi, nice to meet you, Skylar. My name's Sam.
Nice to meet you, Sam. Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Sugartown, Louisiana.
Okay.
Do you know where that is?
I don't know. How far away is that?
It's about 2 hours south of here.
Okay, 2 hours south.
And huge surprise, there's probably sugar cane around.
Watermelon, actually.
Watermelon.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I think a lot of folks who get into higher education, part of why we want to do this work and help students access higher education and figure out the best fit for them is that's what we needed when we were students and we didn't necessarily have. So I think that is a reason that I do it for sure. I didn't understand the concept of fit until well into my college years. So I want to be able to impart that knowledge to students, and it's just so unfair that they don't have the same sort of resources and information as a lot of their peers in larger cities.
It could be kind of hard for you to find out about universities and colleges if you're in a rural area, because not a lot of colleges tend to know about that area. Not a lot of people tend to search for those areas.
So for the case studies, you are going to be receiving 3 real college applications, and you are going to act as an admissions committee yourself. You get to decide who's going to be admitted, who's going to be waitlisted, and who's going to be denied.
Having opportunities to have colleges come out, it helps you get a greater understanding of what you want to do while also letting them know, hey, there are great people who don't have the opportunity but still have all capabilities of flourishing in that environment, but you would have never known about them if you were never put into that space.
There's something to be said for all of those kind of things that you just learn by being in a small town community, because a college is kind of a small town in its own way. And a lot of those students have transferable skills that you can't teach, like how to work with other people, how to work across generations.
I'm sure he's having fun.
Reality is incredibly diverse. I think sometimes when we think about reality, we have one image of what that may look like. And a lot of our rural students are interacting with people incredibly different from themselves every day. So when we talk about rural and small town students really enhancing our campus, it's the type of kind of culture that they're bringing to our campus. It's the way that they really understand community. And they just have a very different perspective on the world.
I grew up in a very, very rural town in Mississippi called Winona. I like to call Winona a pit stop town. It's a town people stay in for like a little bit, just like get gas on the way to somewhere else or to like pick up some food, but they never really stay. The one thing that shocks people the most is like, we don't have a Walmart. So that's like definitely what gets people like, oh, it's that small. I wanted to finish high school, but I didn't know like what there was for me beyond that. So it's very hard to leave Winona. It's kind of like a system that feeds into itself. And I firmly believe that I would stay in that system. Freshman or sophomore year, I didn't think about high-level colleges at all because I didn't have the access to know about these schools and know that I was the type of student they were looking for. I thought like they only wanted these like high-level kids from the big cities that did all these competitions and won all these awards. But I definitely realized that high-level colleges look for all types of kids. And one of those types is rural kids. I am the first person in my family to go to college. I'm also first generation in the sense that I'm the first person in my family to be born in America. So to them, I was like the trailblazer in all aspects. No matter what I did, it was going to be a first.
We get to 0, I'm going to say reveal. And then what do you think you're gonna do? Reveal! All right, so here we go. College Reveal 2024. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm feeling a little bit like this is the first time I've realized that like I'm not gonna be here with all of the people that have surrounded me and watched me grow.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All our paths are diverging, but we're all going to achieve such great things. And I don't know, it's just like really surreal to me, I guess. I think this means a lot to my family because I'm the first person in my family to go to college, and especially like a college of this caliber. And like I feel like I'm pulling my family out of something that they've been stuck in for a lot of years, and this is just gonna change a lot of things for us. I think like my children are not gonna go through the same thing I've gone through, and that's a good thing. Like, and their children's children, their children's children. Bye, y'all.
When you have a small community, when you have a really tight-knit family and you have that student on campus, you don't just have that student. Like, you have a huge impact on that student's family, on that student's community. Like, there are ripple effects, basically. When we think about even the future of rural America, right? We want to make sure that we are giving students an opportunity to come to our universities to really learn, but also an opportunity to go back and bring what they've learned back, or to impact that community in some positive way. There's nothing quite like kind of building that relationship and watching that come to fruition. And I think that's why a lot of people get into teaching, higher education, educating in general, is that you get to see students grow so much over time. If I can do that for at least one student, make them think about what their path can be, not the default of what they thought it was supposed to be, then I feel like I've made a huge impact.